So, as occupational therapists, it's important that we recognize how OI can extend past the child to affect the family as well, especially since in client centered care, when we're working with children, it oftentimes encompasses family centered care. Families oftentimes report experiencing a cycle of ups and downs with their child and their child's health. Some years there are many trips to the hospital and many incidences of fractures, while in other years there are much fewer incidences, so they kind of don't really know how to feel or what to prepare for. Parents can often experience something called concurrent contradictory feelings upon finding out that their child has OI. An example of this is during the birthing when they initially become parents, they're absolutely thrilled to have this new child and become new parents, but they're also really sad and afraid and anxious because of their child's future with OI. It causes a lot of time at the stress of birth, and they have to learn how to find a new normal that they can live with and help their child have as full a life as possible. Having a child with OI means living in this constant fear that anything can happen that might cause a fracture, which causes the parents to consider OI when they're planning anything, including vacation plans, their home layout, and what school they want their child to attend, and which social activities their child can participate in. Beyond being a mother or a father, parents also need to consider their new roles for their child, because in many cases one parent will quit their job so they can stay at home and become the child's primary caregiver, especially since there are not many safe daycare options for these children. Families with a child with OI tend to also experience financial strain due to hospital visits, regular treatments, and transitioning into a single-income household. As can be expected, parents of children with OI also experience psychological needs of their own. These parents are experiencing constant stress and fatigue, which can cause a lot of strain on the marriage and the relationship of the parents. It's important for these parents to recognize and acknowledge their own needs and coping strategies that may help ease their strain. The parent must cope with the fact that even if they're careful as possible, a fracture could still occur, and their child has to experience this pain that happens when they experience a fracture. So this is something that parents have to learn to cope with over time and need to work on becoming more comfortable on this idea that this is their child's life, and it's something that they just have to live through. Siblings can also deal with a variety of emotions when their brother and sister has OI. They can have feelings of anger or jealousy because their mom and dad need to spend more time caring for their sibling. And they can also experience things like fear, worry, or sadness because their sibling is experiencing frequent hospitalizations and fractures. It's important for the siblings of a child with OI to understand what the condition is, as well as how they should play safely with their brother and sister so they can still enjoy that time and that social interaction that typical brothers and sisters do without causing harm. Parents should keep their siblings informed on OI in an age-appropriate manner. So this means when the siblings reach an older age, they might need to be informed on the genetic nature of OI and what they might expect as they eventually become parents themselves.